guys, welcome to my channel. My name is April. I'm so happy to have you guys here today. I do Dollar Tree DIYs and farmhouse trash to treasures on this channel. Today is a little bit different because I am participating in the open invitation hosted by Courtney from Creative on the Cheap and Kristen K. Please check both of these ladies out. After you're done watching my video, I will have those channels linked in my description box, as well as a playlist to everyone else that joined in on the fun. Basically, they just challenged us to organize our craft space. And you know, you may not even have a whole entire craft room, and that's okay if you can just create a little space somewhere in your home, decorate it to make it feel good for you when you're there. Now, my craft room is a huge work in progress. I just barely touched the surface, so I have a lot to do, which I plan on sharing with you guys. But I'm really happy with the progress that I made, and I hope you enjoy the video, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys, so this is what we're starting with. It's pretty bad. This is where I do my crafting, just this little table right here, and then if you turn around here, I have this huge mess, these hideous cupboards that I'm gonna paint over. I wanna take all this out and organize it. This craft room is really cool because it has the sink, even though it's ugly, and it's totally, that's all stain in there. I mean, I could scrub it with like a pumice stone, but I really don't care because I literally just throw my paintbrushes in here, and I love the fact that I don't have to worry about keeping it nice. The people that lived here before us, she used to run a hair salon. That's why if you look up here, there's these ugly lights up here. Anyway, she had a hair salon in here out of her home, but it's the perfect craft space for me. It's just really ugly and just a huge mess. And so this is just all my stuff. I have that bag hanging there for garbage, and I want to get this whole space organized and then paint this and start working on making it look nice. And I want to build some shelves to go under here. And so that is what we're working on today. I'm not gonna tackle the whole room. That's just too overwhelming for me. So I just wanna work on one little space at a time. And so that's what we're doing today. Okay, so the top is still, and the side is still a mess, but I got this all cleared out. As you can see, this is old damage that needs fixed, and I just sort of had it hidden with all the junk. This is a piece of wrapping paper that I laid down here, but I want to paint the whole inside of this, and so that's what I'm gonna do, is go ahead and clean it and then paint it. And I think it will look much better. And then I want to build some kind of shelves to go in there. Now this is nothing fancy or professional. This is just DIY, just to make it a prettier, more useful space. if you're a professional and you know that this is not the way to do it, well, I'm not a professional, sorry. But this is the way that I'm gonna try to do it. Just gonna put a thin layer on here, smooth it out as good as I can. I'm gonna sand over it and then come back and paint it. And this is going on really, really smooth, really nice, really easy to put on. So I'm just going to continue to do this and see how it turns out. Here's what it looks like. Tomorrow I will sand it after it's had a chance to dry, and then we'll paint it. Okay, so I got all of this done. I still have to do just up there, but we're making progress. And I have to do this over here, and then I'm gonna paint this piece of particle board so we can put it in. So this is how it turned out. I actually ended up having to have my husband help me with the screws, and he said the reason that he left them sticking out a little bit is because the wood would have cracked because they weren't the right kind, or he said they were too big or something like that. But I am so happy with this little shelf. I'm just so happy overall. So very, very happy. Even though it was just a small change, it's exactly what I was hoping for. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break from the sink area and turn around to this huge mess. This is where I moved everything. I decided to go ahead and just move it all out where I could see what I have, go through everything, take some of it out to the garage, to put some of it in a box to take to the Goodwill, and just get it all organized. Okay, so that felt so good when I got all of that organized. And back over to the sink area, I decided to clear everything off And first of all, it is so disgusting, so dirty. I know this is a work area, so I'm not super particular about how clean. Well, obviously I wasn't, but I did go ahead and decide to scrub it. I figured why not go all out? I want to do this right. So I decided to go ahead and scrub it with a pumice stone, and oh my gosh, it made such a huge difference. Like, wow, look at that. It's like a whole brand new sink. Not really, but kind of. I mean, so much cleaner. And then I decided to go ahead and do the faux marble technique. I will link the video that inspired me below in my description box. This stuff is so cool. You guys have to try it if you have an old counter. So the first thing I did was just tape off my sink area. And then I took an X-Acto knife. This is my hobby kit from Arteza, which I will also have linked below if you're interested. But I just used that, or you can use a box cutter or whatever to cut around the sink if you have one like mine. And then I used this Kills, and I would suggest using a roller and not a paintbrush because I didn't realize that it would leave texture, like basically the brush strokes would show through on my final coat, my final outcome of paint, but it still turned out really good. So this is everything that you need here. I will list all of the paints that I used down below. I bought everything at Walmart, super, super cheap. The only thing that cost a little bit was the Kills and the polyacrylic, which I used as the protective coat, the final layer. So to start with, we are going to start with our darkest color. And I just took a little bit of paint and then took this little sponge brush, one of the sponge brushes out of the set that I bought at Walmart. And you just want to dab it in. You'll kind of get a feel for what you're doing as you start doing it and kind of how much paint to put on. But you don't want big globs of paint. So you do want to make sure that you kind of get the excess off. And then you just start tapping in no particular order. I mean, the more random it is, the better. And you can use any colors that you like. I wish I had not done the dark because I kind of prefer a lighter color, not so much black in there. But overall, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I highly suggest it. Even if it only lasts me for a year, it's totally worth it. You know, I've read a ton of comments and some people say, you know, it's amazing. Some people say, well, it chips off after a while. This is so cool and I'm so happy with it. So you just keep doing each layer as you see here. And the final layer is a little bit of glitter. And this is how it turns out. I am so happy. It's just so neat. And you can actually see the glitter close up. It's not super dramatic. It's like just enough. And so here's how it looked. And it really didn't take much time to do. The only thing that took time was just waiting for, you know, everything to dry. Here is the glitter, actually, the final coat. And I just used the same sponge for this whole entire thing. I just kind of turned my sponge around and used a different side for each color. And this is the final look. I'm so in love with it. It may not be perfect, but see how you can kind of see the texture because I used a paintbrush to put the Kills on instead of using a roller. I didn't realize that it would leave the textured brush strokes. But I plan on doing this in the long counter on the other side of my craft room, and I'll do the colors a little bit different. Here's a good close-up so you can see how pretty it is and just kind of how clean the edges around the sink. Just such a neat DIY project. Next, I decided to go ahead and organize my space that I created under the sink. The two little baskets I got in the clearance section at Walmart last summer. I wish I had gotten more. They were $5 each. And I just put all of my paints under here on the shelf. I put my wooden beads in one of the baskets and my tape in the other side. And here's just a little crate that I use to hold some of my paintbrushes and my gloves. And then I use this little watering can for my glue sticks. And I'm just putting everything back on the counter. I bought a plant. I want my whole craft room to be like a boho / farmhouse vibe. I want to have plants growing everywhere, you know, as long as they're not in my way. But I love plants. I have plants all throughout my whole house, and I want them to be trailing in my craft room. Here I'm just sweeping, getting everything cleaned up. This is a rug that I got at TJ Maxx recently. It's like the jute kind of material, and I love it. I thought it would be really cute. I do plan on doing the peel and stick wood floor in here eventually, so that will be fun. But for now, I just figured I would make it look cute with some rugs. And this is a little wall basket that I got at TJ Maxx several months ago as well. Never ended up hanging it up until now. And so once I got the little basket up, I put my plants on top. This is a little menu cutting board that I created in a previous video quite a while ago. And I just think it looks cute sitting up there. And then I have my little sunflower pin that I hang on the crate. And this is how everything turned out. I think it looks so nice. You know, for just such a low cost, you can really transform a space. It really doesn't have to cost a lot. So this is my craft table that I use, and I had a company reach out to me called Kaisen, and they sell these amazing buffalo check products on Amazon. And I'm not just saying that. They sent me a rug, and then they also were nice enough just to include a table runner and some placemats, which I'll be showing in a video in the future when I repaint my kitchen table farmhouse style. But for now, I just wanted to use the rug. I love it so much. It is a really good quality. They use a material that makes it so that the cotton doesn't shrink and it doesn't fade like other products do. And I just think I love buffalo check, and I was just so excited when I got this. It was even nicer when I saw it in person, but it was the perfect little rug for my craft room makeover. Okay, so here is a final look at the before and after of the sink area with the shelf underneath. Love it. And then my farmhouse buffalo check rug. I love that. And then the before and after of the main area, which I think turned out really nice and clean and organized. But of course, I still have the whole right side. All of that stuff I plan on moving out to the garage, and I plan on painting all of these cabinets. And I'm excited to share more in this room with you guys, and hopefully maybe this inspired one of you to do something in your craft space, or maybe even just create a little corner in your house and turn it into a craft room, get it all nice and organized, and make that your personal craft space. You can honestly make any size doable if you get creative. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Courtney from Creative on the Cheap and Kristen K and the playlist listed in my description box. I will see you guys on March 23rd for my next video. I'm excited. Take care. Bye.